CB. So we've been getting a lot of feedback on Facebook lately.
Mostly positive.
Yeah. And then it's a good thing. That's why we try to go live so we can reach out to our fans and just...
All 6 of them.
All 6 of them. So we can try to build our brand or whatever. But along with the positives comes the criticism and the hate.
And they do say that if you don't have any haters, you really aren't doing
You're
it right.
not really at all, right?
Yeah.
So I was reading some of our mail, and we got an interesting letter just ripping the show apart. The guy, he wrote in and just saying how our show was garbage. He didn't like it. Apparently he listened to all 7 episodes and he just didn't like it. So we have him on.
I will say that I'm thankful because he's listened to
Right,
all
he's given
7
us a
episodes.
listen. Right.
So
he's consistent at least.
Yeah.
So he can listen to how many other episodes we get through and just still not like it. I don't care.
I mean, I think he might actually be our best fan.
Right.
Our most...
Whether he knows it or not.
Yeah.
But I was able, he left his number.
Okay.
And I actually have him on the line right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So, his name is Cornell Sladen, by the way.
Cornell. Okay.
So, Cornell, you're live on We Are Something Else podcast. Good evening to you.
I didn't like it.
All right. Well, we didn't even get to the first question yet, but we got I read the email, and you kind of dogged the show. First of all, you said that we weren't funny, and I just want to know what didn't you find funny about the show, or whatever skit you're talking about.
I didn't like it.
All right. So the idea of trying to figure out how we can make the show better for our listeners is to get some positive reinforcement or just some
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. All right. So what episode would you particularly say that you didn't really care for?
I didn't like it.
All right. Well, he's consistent with that. I said. All right. Well,
consistent in his answers and consistent in watching the show.
Right. Okay. So did you obviously interacted with us on live? Would at least give us some feedback on how we can make our Facebook Live, our Instagram Live videos better.
I didn't like it.
All right. Okay. So how about this? Let's try something else. What didn't you like about it?
I didn't like it. It.
All right. Well, with the little bit that you've given us, we're gonna try to make it better, I guess. IT.
And I don't think he means Isaiah Thomas
or Pennywise.
Or Pennywise.
Oh, well. All right. Well, Cornell,
okay.
Thank you, and we're getting ready to actually record the show now. So hopefully you'll listen. We'll be on Facebook Live, and thank you for your feedback.
You're welcome. Still didn't like it.
We are something else.
We are something else.
And now we are something else. All right, welcome to We Are Something Else. Tonight, Untitled. All right. Welcome.
Yo, what up,
Episode 8.
8.
Yes, sir.
And it's a special one.
Well,
It's
a special episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
special episode.
A special co-branded episode,
Co-branded
right?
Exactly.
episode. We are SupaFly Friends.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Taking on a whole new form tonight.
exactly.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
CB, what's up?
Man, life is good, bro. How you doing, Phil?
I'm good, man. SupaFly?
Yo,
Yo, so
peace.
SupaFly is our producer, but he also has the SupaFly Friends podcast.
The common third ghost voice.
Right,
Exactly.
That you're always hearing.
And was unable to book a guest this week, so we gonna,
right,
you know what I'm saying, make it work, make it happen.
Make it happen. This is gonna be an epic episode.
Yeah.
I got the feeling. So the room is packed tonight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
We're gonna
Really?
we're gonna do something.
Chris is excited.
We probably have more listeners in this room.
I'm sitting on the floor, yo.
We have more listeners in the room than we do on all of our spots.
This is half of our fan base.
Exactly.
Yo.
Yeah.
Well, let's plug it. iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud,
Yep.
YouTube, all under We Are Something Else. WeRSumpThinElsc, and plug SupaFly Friends.
SupaFly Friends on SoundCloud. IG is at SupaFly Friends. Twitter at SupaFly Friends. I'm SupaFly TNT at SupaFly_TNT. So that's where y'all can find me.
Dope.
Yeah.
And eventually, we're working on the big picture, and the big picture is the auxiliary.
The auxiliary. Yes.
Let's get it. We're gonna make this happen, and we got tons and tons and tons of things lined
Yep.
up. We're not gonna talk about it right
Exactly.
now. Just know it's coming.
It's coming.
Things are on the horizon.
Right. Okay. So, not that it matters since we're not really being recorded right now on film.
Yeah.
To my left is a special guest. We got Noah Kono here, who's a student at. Well, go ahead. You tell him.
I'm a student at St. John's University right now. I'm majoring in hospitality management.
Get it, bro.
I'm graduating spring of 2019. So
Damn.
I'm almost
There
done.
you go.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Like, do you know, like, I DJ'd this dude's 16th birthday party, man. Like, and it feels like
That's
just
silly.
yesterday, Joe.
Right.
That's
And
wild.
now he's sitting here, a man.
You know?
Now he's on the couch sitting with We Are Something Else
Exactly.
podcast.
Who else we got?
So we got two of my best friends here in the house. Staring over at this man.
sign language signing to
my
him.
best friend forever, Kevin West Jones.
All right, what's up, Kev?
Oh, is that my cue?
Yeah, man.
Is that where I come in?
That's proof that you actually are in here. We're not making up
Oh
things.
man,
Yeah, this dude's got cameras set up in here. He's,
hey man, it's showtime.
Exactly. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Shoot. We've been talking about this podcast for like a month now.
Right.
yeah.
He's
yeah.
like, if you come back, you got to be on the podcast. I was like, yeah, I got to be on the podcast.
Yeah,
And
so-
you know what I'm coming with, and that's what we here with.
Right. And we'll get into what that means by you coming back. But then also another one of the homies, the backyard football legend himself, Mr. Giovani Taylor.
Yo.
Yes, Gio, back again.
Why he gotta be Jeezy on the mic?
Super cool, right?
Snowman.
Yeah, man. I ain't been out for a little while. I ain't seen it in a little while, but, been in the academy.
Yeah,
Working
man.
hard.
Congratulations on just graduating that fire academy.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
it was a struggle, but I made it.
Hey, that is a testament right there.
Now,
Exactly.
like the police academy, did they teach you how to profile black houses?
We just gonna skip that one.
His coworkers think that he's the one that they're supposed to be looking for.
No, not that house. Nah, there's an Impala parked out front. Nah, don't do that. Let it burn.
So real quick, as the episode opened up, you guys heard a phone call that me and CB had before we went live. So we know that we've been doing everything on Facebook Live or IG Live lately, and trying to get everybody's feedback or criticism. And we had one particular guy who wrote us a nice, lengthy letter about everything he didn't like about the show and how corny we were and how just unfunny we were. So
Yeah.
he left
Oh,
his
man.
number for us to, I guess, fact check him or call him. And we called him, and that's the
That-
product of,
I mean, that's what you guys heard. in the
Constructive
intro.
criticism, pretty much, right?
yeah.
what
He
I
gave
thought.
some really good feedback, I think.
You know?
I mean, he was very deep, very
Yeah.
deep. And I think that he gave us a good jumping off point.
Yeah, man.
for
Powerful
the rest of
words.
the way.
There we go.
The rest
You
of the
know.
way.
I mean, hopefully you guys can get the show up to the point where he thinks
His
you will
standards,
like
right?
it.
I mean,
You know?
he said his name was Cornell.
Cornell Sladen.
Cornell. I mean, talk about a negative Nelly.
Negative
Uh,
Nelly.
that's-
That might be that guy's name from now on, Negative Nelly.
Right.
But I mean, we're here to engage, and I mean that comes with the territory.
So we got a panel full of fellas tonight. So I think we should just let it all out, man. Let's talk about some real shit tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So first, let's start off with some music. So I hear there's a Jeezy fan in the house.
I mean, I moved there.
Hey, look,
Because,
right.
I mean, you can ask Gio right here. That's all I listen to. That pretty much helped make me.
What's your favorite Jeezy song?
Man, that's a tough one. That.
Yeah, what is it? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's easy
ahead, tell
for
us,
you,
Gio.
but when you listen to everything, I mean, it could be anything, honestly, man. Everything, especially starting out. Yeah, we can have a whole nother topic about what he just put out 2 months ago, but coming up, man, Thug Motivation 101. I mean, everything.
Okay.
You know, for somebody riding on the bus, that's exactly what you needed to listen to. I'm just telling you. I mean, it got to get better than this. I don't care what I got to flip for it to get better. It just has to get better than this. So
Motivation.
And he's one of those artists that I think everybody can relate to. Like there's a song in there that you hear, you be like, damn, that's me. So one of my favorite Jeezy joints is the I Get a Lot. And that is randomly on my phone. So when I'm working out and they come on, the workout intensifies when that song drops. It's the beat, everything during it is I like it.
And the only thing I remember from that song is, let's talk about hate.
Exactly.
Because I get a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody who gets a lot of hate, like that
It resonates.
Right.
It just resonates all day.
I think my
Especially when you
favorite-
got 4 or 5 more bus stops and you sitting there waiting to get somewhere.
Right.
You just thinking about all the haters that don't even exist. Right. You ain't got no money and you broke.
Hey, I think my favorite is Put On. That's my joint, man.
Kanye.
Yeah.
That was that kind of his first big commercial hit?
He had the joint.
Akon, man. Like his first single, I felt like was
Even
big.
when the group,
Oh yeah.
everybody on the corner popping, blah blah blah.
What's the name of that?
What the hell? What was
Did he-
that?
I can't remember
What
the
was,
name, but
yeah,
yeah.
it was like that group.
Did he put it together?
Yeah.
Boys in the
Boys in the Hood.
There you go.
That's
There you go.
right, boys. That's right.
Gio, tell
Man,
me about the...
I actually thought Jody Breeze was gonna blow up before Jeezy.
Yeah,
Is that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy, and then-
And I mean, he's
How
still
about
putting
that?
out mixtapes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is he?
he's putting out mixtapes.
That's
it.
about it. That is about
I
it.
didn't even know. Whoops.
Exactly.
Whoops.
Me and Gio worked at Safeway when that single dropped. Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
We used to just sit there at work, just listening, talking Boys in the Hood like that was it.
I'm at the deli cooking chicken. It's like, yeah, boys in the hood.
Always down the right.
We sell sandwiches for profit. I mean, that's really what it was.
I mean,
yo.
that's actually legitimately what it was since Gio was
Hey.
over at the deli.
Yep.
That was the best part about coming into Safeway. And be like, let me grab some stuff from the hot bar real
Yep.
quick and then go
Cheese,
stroll over and hang out with
bread,
you.
you know.
Now
Exactly.
you heard the news that Jeezy's about to retire, right?
Why you gotta bring that up right now, man? I'm over here trying to glorify the man, talk about all his accomplishments, and you want to talk about how he's about to retire. You know, all good things must come to an end.
But I mean,
I don't need.
I don't understand when the artist feels like they've reached that level. Now it's time to back out. Like,
Right.
What's the plan after this?
I mean, to me, I feel like you should. I guess he did just put out an album. I don't understand why you announced the retirement, then put out the album.
Right.
Why not? You know what I mean? Because you don't know if this album is going to be trash yet if it ain't done.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't want to go out on a low note. You should just, like MJ did. He retired after he pushed my man down. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah,
Utah,
that was it.
The shove.
sunk it. You know what I mean? And that's how you're supposed to go out. You know?
Because the Wizards were a blur.
Hey, yeah, that didn't really happen,
Nobody
right?
remembers that. I don't even think we got
Or
any good
Kingdom
shoes.
Come,
I don't think we got
right.
any good shoes out of that.
No.
That MJ was
The 18s was kind of hot.
Oh,
The
wait, which-
18s.
We got the Flint 13s.
Nah, the 18s. That because when he came back, I think the 18s was the first shoe. That
When he was
came
on the
back as a
Wizards.
wizard. Yeah.
When he was on
But
the
I
Wizards.
thought the Flint
But
13s came out.
he did drop a retro.
Oh, got it.
color.
During that
With
time.
the
Yeah.
color. That's right. That's right.
But I mean, my main thing is that think about all the rappers recently that have said, "Oh, I'm retiring," and then like maybe not even a year later, we're getting another album. So
I'm
it's
gonna
like-
give you one that hurt my heart. Is Gambino finally got the spotlight that he needed, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do one more and I'm done." And I'm kind of relating to the mixtape thing. Maybe the Gambino thing was getting too big, and he was one of those things where he didn't want to make it that big.
Mhm.
He just It was just something to do outside of being Donald Glover.
And I mean, he's got a lot of things going on with just Donald Glover right now.
Right. And it becomes like when you drop an album like, what's it called? My mind escapes me. Right
Awaken My Love.
Awaken My Love. It's hard to follow that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Especially when you got a bunch of Bahamas out here that want to hear Migos and
Right.
you know what I mean, everything else. And I mean, like, for real though, like, where does he go next? I'm not. That's not a hating thing. I'm just saying it's so. That's so
I really
different.
don't care. I just felt like, whoa.
Oh yeah, exactly. someone said Migos.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, whoever's producing the beats is just on point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
I love that video. The new
The new one with
video.
Drake, Walk It Like I Talk It.
Yeah, Walk It Like I Talk It. Yeah.
I love
Can't give
anything
it
that's
that.
changing the way, you know, as far as music videos. Music videos have gotten very
Stale.
cinematic.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, incorporating people like Jamie Foxx and making sure that, you know, the viewers are engaged. It's important, man, because we all grew up in the era where music videos were people were waiting for the
Yeah.
music videos
Yeah.
to drop.
Yeah.
So
That
to
was
get
a
it
big
back
thing.
to that,
It was huge.
That was a big thing. I remember getting the quick, you know, they would show the snippet of what was TRL or
Yeah.
even 106 in Park.
Yep,
Before
yep.
106 in Park, it was another show. They'd be like Friday premiering, and they show a quick snippet. I remember
Like,
I was waiting for the Janet Jackson and Busta Rhymes video for what's it going to
Wow.
be to drop.
That video was crazy
And
too.
that
That's the
video
Hype Williams
was-
joint.
That was dope. They had the
Yeah.
like Terminator T2000 kind
Yeah.
of stuff going on there. I remember waiting
and the
all week
budget,
long.
the
for
budget
that.
on that video back then was probably like a
Mil.
cool mill.
Exactly.
A
Right.
cool
Yeah.
mill. So you got to think about how that translates to right now.
Right.
You know, even
With-
that.
But
that,
we're
that-
not even getting that kind of quality video anymore, though, right?
it has to-
Everybody's doing it on their own.
I mean, God's Plan had 1 million. He just gave it away. You know what I'm saying?
But it's all you got to be able to connect to people now. You got to get their attention. Everybody has cameras.
Yeah.
I got some here with me. If you don't know how to use a camera, just for anybody listening, for all 6 of the viewers, if you don't know how to use a camera right now, you're
we
not
got
gonna
2
make
of them
no
in
money.
the house.
Exactly.
You're not gonna make no
4.
money. So everybody has a camera. So now, you know, it really comes down to the work aspect of it to make it look like something. Did y'all see that Kendrick Lamar video with him and J Rock and all the rest
Yeah,
of that? And
yeah.
they're standing
The
in
Black
tree and
Panther
all the
joint,
rest of that?
yeah.
You gotta switch it up.
That shit was crazy
You gotta.
too.
It
Yeah.
was crazy, but you gotta have people feeling that
Yeah.
way when they're watching these videos.
Because it has to be memorable.
It has to be.
It has to stand out from it's like the music itself. It has to stand out from everything else so that it's heard.
It's just everything.
Speaking of standing out, what's the one thing about Hype Williams videos that always stood out to you?
Shoot.
The
The
border.
fisheye.
The border.
Or the
well,
border.
the fisheye or the border. But
Yeah.
Hype used to only shoot his videos with the top, just the border on his videos.
Right.
Even he almost shot Belly like that too.
The
Right?
wide-
Looked like he was shooting like
Yeah.
widescreen.
Right, yeah.
That's the
Exactly. But
standard
no one
now.
had a widescreen TV back then, so it was
Right.
just that.
But you know, like going right
Where
now.
is Hype? You might know where Hype is.
Hype making
He's
some
probably
money
chilling.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey man, he making some money somewhere. People don't just go broke overnight unless they choose to.
Right.
You know, you got to spend your money in multiple ways. So hopefully you're doing it. But
Yeah, right.
back to my point. I mean, you really have to switch it up. I mean, right now everything is about selling the experience. If you can't, we're selling the experience right now. If you can't sell the experience, you're not in business.
Right.
So from a visual, from an audio, I mean, if you can't get people to get up and tune in or go somewhere, you're not gonna make no money.
Right.
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 So that's what it's about right now. Now going back to Jeezy and retiring. I'm sorry because I've been holding this back. As an artist, you know nobody wants to be a churn artist. It's not about putting out something every week.
Right.
When you make something quality, you want to make it quality. If you only have to do it once, that's fantastic.
Right.
If I can make one album and that be my whole career, so be it.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Amen.
That should have been it right there.
Right.
And
And that
In
was
fact-
Gio's album. I think Gio was on that album.
she hadn't. I mean, I don't think she's really attempted another album. One because they had some emotional issues going on after that. But
yo, how the pressure? Can you imagine the pressure to follow up that record? That is the first rap album to make album of the year, not rap album of the year, album of the year.
every year.
She won so
Critical acclaim,
much,
popular
like
acclaim.
everything.
And
Exactly.
the song's still in rotation from that album.
Yes.
Yeah, you can still, even right now, I still like play it, every once in a while. You just like, damn,
Yeah.
it was
I mean,
Who hurt you, man? Who hurt you? Why you over here?
I think he's listening to it right now.
Yo, let me tell you, X Factor gets you through a lot.
Hey.
That's all I'm gonna tell you.
I feel sorry for the kids right now who never listen to that album. They'll never know. Luckily, I was a younger brother, so my older brother used to be having that rotation. And I was kind of
So let's ask. We have a 19-year-old here. So, sorry.
20. Yeah.
20 years old.
20. Easy with the bass too. 20.
So have you heard the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill?
Of course, I've heard the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That's not fair.
It's
He's
a
cultured.
classic.
Nah. He just like me. He got people around him who would put him
That's
on.
good
Exactly.
though. That's good that somebody around you is putting you on the good music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, real quick, who's your favorite artist right now?
My favorite rapper right now, or my favorite artist, is Logic.
Okay.
Word.
All right.
Okay.
All right, this guy is musically in tune right now. Okay.
I just had to
Why?
think about where I'm at right
All right.
now. I was like, am I in Atlanta right now? Nah. Because nobody in Atlanta would say that. They'd be
Yeah,
like, he's
right.
lame.
Yeah.
He's lame.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's cool because we went to the same high school. So Montgomery County ran around the same neighborhood.
So talk about Logic real quick, because I have a younger cousin that's heavy into Logic too.
So like, I was a big fan of Logic since he started dropping mixtapes, like his Young Sinatra mixtapes. Like my favorite project from him is probably Young Sinatra Undeniable.
Okay.
It's got a lot of good tracks on it, like We Get High. Like it's a lot of good stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you looking at me. Why
Do you know who your daddy is?
Come on.
Quick disclaimer. I knew nothing about this. But so how do you feel about his commercial album after the mixtapes? A lot of people don't like when people transfer over and do a commercially successful album. They feel like they get away from the roots. How do you feel about the most recent one he put out?
So I thought everybody was cool. I mean, it was sort of an uplifting album. It was supposed to kind of break away from the whole, get money, all this.
He got a Grammy
Right.
spot off of that.
He
Yeah.
did.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
He was nominated for 1-800.
Mm-hmm.
I like the song. Like it's a good song. And
It's about suicide, right?
Yeah,
Or like
Suicide prevention.
yeah, prevention. All right, so I want to get spicy real quick. Hold on one sec. All
Go for it.
right.
No.
So
Do it.
I kind of find
it.
all right. I like Logic. I like what he's standing for. I find it kind of troubling that he seems to, in a way, kind of wear his race as like as like it was a Dapper Dan suit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yes.
And it's like he's, from what I understand, he's like the son of a biracial father. So, and he's kind of, I don't want to get in percentage. I don't really believe in that, but at the same time, it's like okay, we see, you know what I mean, that you got to be mixed with something, and that's okay. But I don't understand the whole, like, I don't know. He says some troubling things, and then in his music, it, you know what I mean. It's just
Right.
it just
It's
weirds
almost
me out
like
sometimes.
he could commit the crime and back his way out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
if that's his thing, though, I mean, everybody has something that
A
works
hook.
for him.
That's his hook, right?
That's his hook, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he plays it like that. I mean, especially since we all know exactly where he grew up.
Yeah,
right,
We drove
right.
over those speed bumps religiously, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I spent
Eh,
a lot of time in those neighborhoods.
And as bad as it could be or whatnot, hearing his side of it, everybody's perception is different. He makes it sound real bad. I think, that's just what got him in the game, and he doesn't want people to think that he's losing sight of that.
Okay.
Right.
Because the money will change you. I watched a video clip of his house in Cali just on some random scrolling through Instagram shit, and I was kind of like, wow, he got money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got some real money. And the first thing when you get money like that is people start to doubt whether or not you remember where you came from or what you about and all the rest of that. So I think he uses it more as like I still know kind of thing, not so
Okay.
much I'm going to commit the crime and back out kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I could be wrong. I mean, it just looks like that way to me.
Okay.
No, you can hear it in a lot of his music. Like one of his singles off the last album, which is called Everybody. The song itself
Yep.
is called
I
Everybody.
bought that album just so y'all know.
Hey,
I
I
spent the
appreciate
money.
you, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to pay artists nowadays.
Right.
I stream it off of Apple Music, but like he talks about it. He talks about how both sides of his makeup tell him how to act. Like,
Okay.
the white side tells him to go against his black side. I mean, you can hear it in the music itself. Like he writes a lot about how he struggles with having both races in his blood.
That identity.
Yeah. So I definitely respect that aspect of his music. So.
And by the way, he's getting ready to retire too.
Yeah.
Did he start? I mean,
He said the next one was it.
you can't retire from college. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dang.
He didn't start working
he's
yet. Like,
retiring
he's-
from his relationship with his wife.
Right.
Why you bringing up old shit, man? Why you gotta bring that up,
For
man?
real,
He
like,
was-
come on. How many
he
albums?
just
How
dropped an
many proper
album.
albums does Logic have? He has 2 albums, right? He has 3 real albums.
3.
Yeah,
He
he's
said
got,
real albums.
No, I mean you gotta
Outside
say
of
like
mixtapes, right?
He's got 3 real albums. It's Under Pressure, The True Incredible Story, and then this last one, Everybody.
And he's retiring after this the album he just dropped, or is
Well,
he dropping?
'cause he just
another-
dropped a
he's doing
mixtape.
he
Jeezy
just dropped a
thing.
He just dropped
The
a
Bobby
mixtape.
Tarantino's are the mixtapes, right?
Yes.
The Bobby
Yeah.
Tarantino.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are like, he has different feels. So like the albums are supposed to be more of a conceptual type thing, but the mixtapes are supposed to abide by how music is being made now. Like,
Okay.
the whole trap sound, all that stuff.
Got it.
You a real fan, man. You over there
That's
studying
what I'm
him
saying.
and
I'm glad he was
everything.
on here. I'm glad I asked him about that because.
What size shoe does he wear?
I mean, what I really liked, at least about the new mixtape that he came out with, is that he's got the intro with Rick and Morty, and
Yeah.
I think, and obviously for fans of Rick and Morty, he made a cameo in this most recent season, one of the episodes, and so I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't aware that was. Even though he marketed it, I didn't realize that until after the fact. So when it started and that's how it came in, I was like, for Chris, this is starting on the right foot. I'm going to give this a thorough listen to.
Now, do you feel retirement albums should be your best? Like you should bring the heat on your retirement album, or at this point you just want to drop something? And
I mean, what else you gonna do? It's
It
your
should be-
last record. You need to go out with a bang. Or we won't remember you.
I mean, from a musical standpoint, I would think that everything you're trying to drop should always be better than whatever you've done
tough.
before. So, and yes, it is tough. And so you have those situations where there's been tons of artists that haven't actually been able to overcome that.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's your approach each time, by the time you get to your retirement album, you should be trying to make that still the best work that you've ever done.
So if Jay would have stopped at Black Album, would you have been satisfied with Jay's ending?
Yeah, and I guess that's my whole problem with Logic retiring. It's like, bruh, you ain't even at Drake yet. Like, why are you?
Bad comparison.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not fair.
Nah, I mean, Jay retires. I'm at the top of the game. I'm the best. I'm leaving to make room for everybody else.
But you mentioned
Logic
Drake.
is in
You
a
gotta
pool.
put Drake in there.
Like, I mean, who
Drake
else?
is a hip hop art. He is
He
literally
can retire. Drake,
but Drake
Kendrick.
is a commercial
Yeah.
artist.
but they can retire.
They built
Logic
him.
can't
They
retire.
built him in a box.
Built
They
who?
built his songs. They got somebody to write his songs. They got somebody that dresses him. He is literally a commercial artist. And no disrespect to what he has done. He's been strong for
Yeah.
13 years
My-
now.
my- I just
hate on
y'all
him
been
because I
listening
wasn't
and
chosen.
bopping to Drake now for this long.
But I'm saying my only point in that is that Logic isn't there.
Yeah.
Like
And
he
from
shouldn't.
on the grand scheme of things.
Exactly.
He
Yeah, I
just,
don't
he
understand.
just got the spotlight. He
That's
just
like
got
John
the-
Wall saying I'm about to retire. It's
Right,
like,
I get
okay,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you can't go around claiming you're the
Yeah.
greatest point guard of all time.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, Logic does
What's
drop
the point
in
of
his
retiring? Like before you
It's a
stop?
very common rap moniker thing to do, to be like, I'm the best rapper alive. That everyone's been doing that for however long now.
Yeah.
And Logic was dropping some of that on this most recent mixtape. So it's just
Wow.
kind of like, if you are going to be claiming that kind of stuff, at least like put some material out, back it up.
Yeah, well, like right now, I feel like artists are just gonna be, I'm retiring, but they're gonna keep dropping mixtapes, and you'll see them touring, dropping mixtape, touring. So they're gonna keep the money up.
So
It's
is
not
it?
gonna
If you
go
think it's a
anywhere.
thing of I'm retiring from the record business and I'm just going independent, is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
Or
that
Yeah.
I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done.
okay,
I think he's still gonna make some stuff.
And it's hard to be done with, again, there's probably a lot for him to say.
How
And now
long?
that he had-
How long did it take Jay before he came out with his first album after his quote unquote retirement?
say
About
Kingdom Come came out
2
probably
years
about
later, or
a
a
year,
year later.
year
Like
and a half.
I'm saying, it was
about
pretty
a
quick.
year and a half
It was
after.
pretty quick. So
the Black Album.
for guys like Jeezy,
And in between that, he
Logic,
put out
any of these
he
dudes.
put out
The mixtape.
yeah.
he put out something in between that.
The shoe
Yeah,
mixtape.
exactly.
So I'm like,
if you tell me you're retiring and you put out some good work, I really don't care.
No.
I'm a person who listens to just the good music. So if it was 5 years ago, if it was your first mixtape, if you only have 3 albums and I like the first one, you know, that can be enough for some people. So when you say he's not at Drake's level, that's not what every artist aspires to be. Not everybody wants that kind of light.
Right.
But don't retire. Just stop making music. Or,
You don't got to put a title to it. You ain't got to explain the relationship with us. You know what I'm saying?
And I remember when Jay retired, man. Then he put out Dear Summer on Memphis Bleak album, and that was like one of the best records.
You gonna stop talking bad about Jay?
albums.
Jay like my third father. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by Jay-Z.
About him. I'm saying he put out one of the best records.
But no,
he killed the summer
and
with
I know
one
what
song.
you said, because Jay won this whole promo tour. He even did Fade to Black. This is it. I'm done.
Yeah.
And then after you done, he hung the jersey up and had Michael Buffer, bring him in the arena. And next thing you know, Jay got a new song on the radio.
We got something
The
like
song was dope though. I mean, ain't gonna lie,
super
this shit was dope.
Like,
at that point, we applaud his manager. That was a great move. That was a great tactical move. Get money. You know, that's part of the game.
Had Jay stayed in retirement, we wouldn't have got 444.
That's right.
Right.
Which is probably his best album on the second half of his
And
career.
they still ain't here.
Arguably
they
his best
still
album,
ain't
period.
hear that. They still didn't understand the
might be his
gravitas
best.
of what he was
Exactly.
saying.
That album to me is almost as deep probably as Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, where you gonna be listening to it
That can probably be the
7-8
bookend
years
of
from now and then being like, oh, that's what he meant. You
I mean,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
your
That's
bookends
how
right
I
there.
listen to Reasonable Doubt even today. The stuff I
You can
catch
have
on
the
there that I
Reasonable
didn't
Doubt,
catch
and you can
before.
have the 444. Then that could be his career.
His bookends,
We just gonna ignore Blueprint.
Oh no.
No, I mean, but Reasonable Doubt. It's
I'm sitting
Reasonable
right
Doubt
here. Y'all just
444.
I didn't hear nobody say it. I'm
It's
just
Reasonable
saying.
Doubt 444 than the Blueprint.
Yeah, Blueprint was classic. I was listening to Blueprint.
But the
earlier.
Blueprint's
all the way
not
over
better.
here, we
The
was
Blueprint's
listening
not better than Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah,
It's not better than 444. Do you listen to Blueprint right now?
I listen.
It's pretty dated. Like if
It
you
is
try to listen
dated.
to it now.
I listen to the track Blueprint too. I mean, I had that on repeat sometimes.
But the album, would you put the album on right now?
It depends what day it is.
Yeah, if you
I listen to music based on how I feel that day, where it needs to be. You can ask Chris. I told him I go to the gym. I listen to 3 songs at most.
Yeah.
I don't like to change how I'm feeling.
He was mad that I had a playlist on.
Yeah, who has a playlist in the gym?
and it's wild. Like
One second you dancing, the next thing you gotta be.
I
in
love the
zone.
Blueprint. I know it by heart. I have the whole thing in memory right now. But I couldn't tell you the last time I played the album.
Right. Wow. I told you I listened to it on the way over.
Oh wow,
And,
really?
yeah, literally. We listened
Dang.
to the Izzo and Girls on the way over. I can't. Jay's best body. That's tough because it's top 3. Maybe,
when it
maybe
dropped,
5
that
for
thing,
sure.
nothing. It shut everything down.
Yeah.
That came out September 11th.
That put Just Blaze and Kanye in the
Exactly.
game for real.
Side note, real quick, did y'all watch that Netflix doc yet?
Not yet. It's
No.
Or the
in the
Netflix?
queue.
There's a whole documentary series like on Logic is the first episode.
What?
Nas is gonna be on there, right?
Nas and Dave
T.I.
East is number 2.
I can only imagine how dope
But
that
Just
is.
Blaze has his own
one I
episode,
wanna
and
see.
Rhapsody has her own episode. Both of them joints are dope though.
The content that's coming out nowadays, man,
Crazy,
it's amazing.
yeah.
Because that's what people need, man. People need the real.
Get
The
to see your
auxiliary.
insights and all
The
that.
auxiliary. There we go. That's
Plug.
So now when you have guys that stay in the game for too long and retire, it's like that old guy around the office. The old guy around the office that just won't retire. They're
Right.
like, man, this guy's put in his work. His quality has just gone down. Why don't he just step away? And then when they step away, you really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you that right now because apparently Bow Wow retired in 2016.
Oh.
Did anybody know that? Did
I
anybody
know
care?
that Shad Moss is still very active on Instagram.
After he dropped Lil Bow Wow,
That was it. That's nobody.
you were only hot when you were Lil Bow Wow.
Right,
That was it. And you had a Snoop cosign.
Yep.
Right. Yeah,
That
'cause
was
I don't
it.
think anything Bow Wow dropped was
I couldn't tell you.
maybe Fresh as I'm Is. And I just like the beat because Jermaine Dupri was keeping them afloat at that point.
Nope.
I
But
mean,
speaking
Hated
of
it.
somebody who probably will retire or probably needs to think about retirement, it's Fabulous.
yeah.
Don't do that.
I didn't think he was going that direction.
Hold up.
The thing is I think
go that
You
direction.
can catch
with
these
it.
hands too. Don't do
What you
that.
talking about? Did you listen to Freddie versus Jason?
no. So it has everything to do with he actually might have like committed career suicide.
Oh, yeah.
In the last like what is this?
Couple
However
days.
many days.
Yeah, that
And I'm
think
gonna
that-
say-
that's
I'm not-
super
I'm
whack.
not
I
saying
can't
he should
vouch for
retire.
that.
Right.
He shouldn't retire because of the music side.
Yeah.
No,
Because Freddie vs. Jason, for anyone that listened to our first episode,
But-
that was both in our top 5 albums of last year.
my man is on some. He's got some serious personal issues. That's
Yeah.
black, and there's nothing you can get away with nothing nowadays with the whole Me Too movement, Instagram, TMZ. The camera's always in your face, dude. You can't let if that side exists of you, which I don't agree with, but if it exists in you, dude, you gotta.
Yeah, you need some.
Somebody's always
serious work.
watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fabulous is my fourth father. You know, I'm just saying when you listening to people that much in a single parent household, you know, on your ride on the bus, whatever, that's my fourth father right there. So I didn't see it coming, man. I really don't know where that came from. I'm assuming it's
Because
from
he's never had that.
Yeah, we've never gotten that from his public perception.
Right.
You know, and he always comes off as a very laid back, you know.
He just
like,
did an
easy-
orchestra concert
Right.
with violins. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like
status. That's
that
like-
was groundbreaking
Yeah.
for the culture, for rap, for hip hop, for all that. You got to switch things up, and for him being the pioneer in all of that, you don't want your star player doing that kind of stuff. I mean, there's no way around that.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
sugarcoating it.
and
Nah,
it looks
man.
bad.
Yeah.
It's
That
whack.
video.
It's just whack, Joe. Like
And
that's
then
it.
the whole I got a bullet with your name on it.
Yeah, what he said to the father.
See, I don't
Her
even know
father.
the whole story. You mind breaking this
So
down?
was gonna
I'm gonna paraphrase kind of sort of the little bit I heard. So him and his girl, I can't think of her name, they went on vacation. Apparently, while they were on vacation, something happened, and it got physical. And somewhere along the line on that vacation, he knocked 2 of her teeth out. So she was coming back to move out the house. So the dad, and this is what the TMZ video
This
picks
is
up.
the mother of his kids.
Yeah, and so the kids are not in the video, but you can hear them crying in the video. So the dad and the brother show up at the house, I guess, to help move her stuff out. And then the video picks up with Fab telling the dad, "Yo, why are you here? Why are you on my property? Blah blah blah." And then you can see the mother of his children right there, kind of like backing away from him because she's definitely scared. And she's trying to talk to him, but he's telling the dad, "Yo," the dad's calling him whack, you know, for doing all this. He's like, "I got a bullet with your name on it." Then he charges at the girl, his baby mother, and she like takes off, like runs, like she's terrified of this dude.
Yeah.
And it's just
Not a good
that's-
look. Not a good
Yeah,
look.
not at all, man.
Not at all.
As a father of daughters, Joe, I can't even.
can't get
That shit is whack.
I'm not gonna believe it till I see it because I'm too,
It's
too
on
big of a
video,
fan.
right?
yeah, go to TMZ.
Well, I gotta see the video. Then. I'm sorry.
It's there. It's there.
And I mean, we got to see what did she do? What happened? I mean, I'm not condoning it, but
Yeah.
what happened really?
It's
Yeah.
one of those things that like only because I'm interested. It's like one of those being nosy things. Like, because definitely, regardless, I think we all in the room would agree that you should never resort to that kind of a reaction. But it is one of those things that you're kind of just being nosy. Like, I do kind of want to.
What if she looked him dead in the eyes and said, "Your son," or whatever?
Right.
That's the Rock's child, and he just hit him with a Tyler Perry move right there, and just hit him with the left hook.
And that's like, it's one of those things where could gotten some kind of bombshell dropped, but I mean,
with-
we'll
with
still
it all,
say
it'll-
that like
it's going to come out eventually,
right,
Yeah.
Because now
probably.
that's in public eye, everybody is kind
Man,
of
it's the worst time too, man. Like they put out that record, like
Yeah.
on the tour. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean-
come on, man.
I mean, think about it. If right now the girl you dealing with drops it and tells you, hey, yeah, I'm HIV positive.
Yo,
I mean, it's fine.
Why you gotta take
Yeah.
Hey,
He ain't even been on the mic. He just jumped on the mic and started talking like that, man. You saved up for that.
Right, that's the Mary Monks over there kicking in on him.
Gosh, the
Hey.
haymaker.
Hey,
Then Ed walks in the room.
And then I just walk in and say, it's never about the money. It's about the principles.
No dope on
Regardless-
Sundays.
Regardless of the terrible news, though, I don't think that any dude should put his hands on
Right.
a woman.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
unacceptable.
do you think his career is over?
Maybe. I don't know. It's tough to tell right now.
Like the way that I think about it is like for Chris Brown, for example, when him and Rihanna had their incident, he was still really young, so there was still like an amount of time for him to kind of build his image back and do
And
do
it's
some
Chris
of that.
Brown, like he's major pop star.
But
like,
what I'm
this
saying is that like this happened in his younger 20s. Fab is 40. Like
Right.
he doesn't have the same like amount of time left theoretically to
Okay, that's
build
what I'm
himself back from this happening. He's already on like towards the end of his career, and so like, and I only use Chris Brown because that
That was
the-
the big one.
That's
the only
synonymous.
one
That's- I think that works.
I could go to, but it's like that's the way that I think about like. This really could be it for him, which for me, because musically I'm a huge fan of his, but like this kind of stuff, you're seeing major athletes get dropped from entire sports and never getting picked up again. Like it's happening in all walks of life and celebrity.
So that leads me to a good question. So your favorite artist, your favorite athlete is caught doing something like this. Do you still rock with him? Meaning, do you go back and listen to Breathe? Do you go back and listen to Run It by Chris Brown? Do you still wear RG3 jersey?
Right.
Not that it was RG3, but I'm just giving you an
It's
example.
hard for me to listen to R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? It is.
No,
Didn't see that.
But look,
that's fair though. That's
But
fair.
look, but when I was DJing probably maybe 2 weeks ago, I did a small private event and I was running them old school 90s R&B slow jams and people was loving it. I was playing R. Kelly too. But whenever I hear R. Kelly though, it's hard to separate. You know what I'm saying?
I just think of Dave Chappelle. It's like,
Yeah.
I want to piss on
Right.
you.
R. Kelly.
Yes, I do.
But
drip, drip, drip.
and that is funny as shit. But but on some real too. How old do you have to be to know that, hey, someone's peeing on me? I don't like it.
right.
I'm just going to say, no, you're going to move.
Some new stuff came out about him. He had some 14-year-old locked up. Yeah.
Like
This
a
is like
legit
in the last
cult
couple weeks.
following. Like,
Hey,
ridiculous.
when you get it all, you get it all. You asked for it all. That's why I said maybe Logic don't want it all. There's a lot that comes with being
Right.
in the limelight and get all that attention. R. Kelly had
Well,
everybody.
it ain't
Yeah.
about the attention of R. Kelly. He was trying to knock, or may have been knocking down Aaliyah
That's what I was
back in
gonna say.
'93.
Yeah.
I need proof of that too.
And that goes back
They
to
got married.
Yeah. When she was like,
Yeah,
what,
no,
like
yeah,
14?
Did you
or-
see our faces over here in the corner? We need to see proof of that as well.
Right,
I mean,
It's one of those things where the perception about you is not going to. No one's gonna keep saying the same thing about you if there's not some bit of truth in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So that
Even-
what I say about Michael Jackson?
Right.
I mean,
Hey, you right.
That's
You right.
You right.
did any of y'all watch that documentary of Chris Brown?
No.
No.
I watched some of it.
Okay. How did you feel about it? Did it make you feel better about him?
No.
Damn. Well, there goes my point right there.
That's an honest reaction.
And if you look at it too, since that incident, Chris Brown has not been that as popular as he was then, and
Nope.
he had time to build back.
Yep.
And
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Rihanna's career catapulted right after that.
I mean, Chris
Exactly.
Brown's
That's a good
is
point. Very
still
good
got like 90 Billboard top 100 hits. I don't know how many he's got that are top 10, but like this is because he's
in
but
there.
it's still like to your point, G. Like he's not like you don't think about him quite the same way, or at least we don't.
Well,
we don't
There's
think about
always
him in
that
the
black
same
cloud
way.
over him, no matter
Right.
what happened afterwards,
Right.
no matter how he tried to rebuild his image.
And
That's always the go-to.
Right.
that was the documentary. I think he produced that, so he put out the money. And if you watch it, he had some heavy hitters in there. I mean, he had Jamie Foxx sitting in a chair, just people talking on him, because that was a way to clarify some unanswered questions.
When
And
did that come out? Like,
It was maybe about a
Short-
year ago or
Okay.
something like that.
Last
wow,
summer,
okay.
I think.
I mean, but it was filmed. I like the film aspect of things. It was filmed perfect. You know what I'm saying? He really got his word across because people don't know what he was going through or what he explained it. He said, what do y'all know about being 13, 14, having to deal with this and that? And there weren't a
Right.
lot of people who ever had to deal with it. So he kind of broke that down. So, I mean, it was a good watch. Do I condone him hitting women? No. But getting to know a little bit more about people kind of helps with certain things.
Do you think he kind of won people back over when he did the MJ tribute at the BET Awards and he was sobbing left and right?
I mean, there's people going crazy over that. There's a lot of people going crazy over that because I also think that because of what he is, he's a pop star, and a dude that for people that grew up listening to him when he was 13 feels some kind of like attachment to seeing like a kid rise up in the game and become like a megastar that he is. So I feel like there's still a lot of people out there that want a reason to forgive him.
He's also a sex symbol, and it's like, there's a lot of chicks that, despite all of that, all through all of that, they was like, they love Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and
that dude like Prison Bay, that dude that they call Prison Bay.
right.
Like girls know.
Man.
They're like, it doesn't matter.
I just seen the meme of him the other day, and if it's true, then man, he's a savage right there.
He secured the bag.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That was the meme.
Apparently, him and whatever the billionaire heiress that he's dating they're pregnant.
Wow.
So, like that.
Billionaire heiress?
Yeah.
I didn't know that much.
Hey,
Right.
started
But that's
from
what I'm
the
saying. Like,
bottom,
it's
man,
just
we
one of
here.
those things where, to your point, Marcus, that like there are some people that they will just completely push that shit to the side. And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Is that considered a power move?
I think he would consider it a power move. That's power over somebody.
I guess we'll find
I
out.
mean, see, I don't get that because I remember back in the day, I took a girl to McDonald's and she never forgave me for that. She never forgave me. Chris Brown is out here putting his hands on people,
Right.
and is being forgiven in the public eye. Me, I can't be short one week and like, look, we get this 2 for whatever, and then
Dog, and I've been short my entire life, so.
But he said,
Just in a knife, bro.
true story right there.
and there
No
it is.
denying
There
that.
it is.
The shameless short plug.
But you said he's a sex symbol, so he's a big thing. He's not just like Ray Rice, who's just a football player. It's Chris Brown. Like his name has accumulated a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that goes, okay, let's switch real quick to that. So Ray Rice, the videos out there, horrible.
Yep.
And no one, I kind of knew it was over at that point. No one was going to take that.
At least
and-
coming
and-
off of the year that he had previously, where I think he averaged like 3 yards a carry.
Right.
I mean, that entire Ravens offensive line was terrible.
Numbers, man.
So, I mean, because here's the thing: if he had finished that, and we all know this, if he had finished that year averaging 5.5 yards a carry, he ran for 1,500 yards, he had 16 touchdowns, someone would have taken him back because. I mean, who is the dude for the Cowboys?
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy. You know, when there's still a little bit of talent there, they'll continue to give you chances until they actually don't believe the
Albert
talent is there
Hainsworth.
anymore.
With Hainsworth, yeah.
But Jerry
So-
Jones takes anybody back. So
I mean,
But even look at the Bengals. The Bengals just took Joe Mixon.
Right,
I mean,
right.
you saw the video. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
Gurley was gone.
yeah. And the thing
that's
is,
the one in the restaurant, right?
yes, yeah. And the thing is like this kid. They were saying, and I kind of believe this going into the draft last year, that if he did not have that cloud over his head, he may have gotten drafted ahead of Fournette because the dude on the field is a freak.
Yeah.
And so, like, depending on, what you're into, whether you're an athlete, whether you're Chris Brown, international pop star, whatever, if you still have something that people are able to profit off of, they're going to try to keep you around until you're no longer making them any money.
So how does that work for Colin Kaepernick?
No, well, not like so. The NFL themselves, I would say from that standpoint, like they don't want the controversy that has come with it. So they're trying to distance themselves.
But Johnny Manziel's about to get a gig back.
And that's the thing that I don't agree with any of that shit.
I need proof of that as well.
right. Like my whole thing is like, how are
needs
you going to
receipts.
give this dude Johnny Manziel an opportunity when, outside of a couple running plays that he had his rookie year, I don't know how many completions he's got, but it's not very many more than me, and I've never played an NFL game.
I mean, if you look at who's the guy for the Bills that they just drafted?
Peterman last
Yeah.
year, the dude that they replaced Tyrod for one game, and he threw 4 interceptions in the first half.
I mean, the man has more turnovers than he's played snaps in the league. Like,
Yeah.
almost every play it's a turnover.
They just gave Jimmy Garoppolo all that money, and I'm pretty sure that because I saw this breakdown somewhere. If you compare his last 6 games, basically the 6 games that he played this year that got him the contract, and compare it to Cap's last 6 games for the 49ers, They are damn near identical.
Yeah.
Identical. Yeah. And one of them's not good enough to be in the league, and the other one just got a multi-million-dollar huge deal off of 6 games.
And the one that's not in the league is getting pissed on because he getting R. Kelly out here.
Right.
Who somebody just signed Brandon Wheaton to another deal?
Yeah.
Brock,
Is that Texans?
Even Brock Osweiler is getting money still. Mm-hmm. He's been signing contracts, getting cut.
Chris, you need to go ahead and sign up and just start playing football,
bro.
Go
I'm coming with you.
Exactly.
I was just about to say they're signing
you about to get
people.
Paid, Chris.
They're signing people off the street before they sign.
Well, here's the thing.
No,
there are videos on YouTube that have me, Kevin, and Gio in them with like 40,000 views, and we're killing people on there. So if we can get those in the hands of somebody, if they're not going to give Cap a job, give the three of us, give one of us a shot.
Exactly.
Look, I gladly take that practice squad money.
I'll take practice squad money too.
I'm thinking about how about we try out for the American Flag League right now. Did y'all see the Flag League?
I saw that. All the ex-NFL players have a professional flag league now.
Oh,
Michael Vick, Ocho Cinco.
The video they broadcasted I think some of those games last year, and it was dope getting to see Vic out there slinging it.
So what they're doing is they're looking at other, because I play flag football too. Shameless plug.
You want to
I play flag football
with us over here?
But what they're
Got
doing
a lot of former flag
at the
players
tournaments. So there's a nationals in Florida. So I believe they have a spot for whoever wins nationals to join the pro flag league to play.
That's insane. That's dope.
So your actual team is getting a join?
Yeah. So there's like a national tournament they're gonna have, and the top team, whoever wins the tournament, is gonna be invited to play in that league.
Wow. I mean, they were giving. I think you get like $10,000 in some of these tournaments because I'm supposed to do media coverage when they come through Atlanta for them. And
there's a big tournament in Atlanta every year.
Yeah, I mean, well, the actual league they have stops now. They're just going different places. Yeah. I don't know exactly how it works.
It looked like a concert tour when they showed the plan out.
Almost like the Big Three.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing it right though, and they got Ocho Cinco in there, so I'm biased.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, because we got a Bengals fan in the house.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Chris. Don't do that.
I mean, we got a lot of sadness in this room
right
now.
So here's a quick question. Back real quick. So who is the equivalent to Cap? Any player, a white player right now, that maybe not a quarterback, running back, whatever. Who has the same kind of? Don't say Brady because Brady is kind of like top tier right now.
Right.
But who would you say is equivalent to Cap?
And from a talent standpoint,
just as a white standpoint, who's his white counterpart? Who's his white counterpart?
His white counterpart.
I mean, we can say Garoppolo, or we can say...
You can say Stafford.
Stafford, okay.
Matthew Stafford.
So Matthew Stafford takes a knee. It's him who does it instead of Kaepernick. Do we get the same outcome?
No way.
The fans
no
won't be mad.
way. No way.
Someone will put their arm around them. You know what I mean? They'll country singer will come out.
Yeah.
Sing. It'll be.
I mean, even
he
right
wasn't
now,
actually kneeling. He was tying his cleats.
He was genuflecting on the field. Right.
even right now, you got Eric Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Good strong safety, free safety.
Yeah.
He took a knee.
I'm sure there's white players right now taking knees. All last year, they just, you know what I mean, didn't get camera time.
I mean, it's not
public.
The NFL is really trying to have this go away. They're really trying to have this
Did you see
thing go away.
the special edition cleats that they had come out? Like they were for all these other causes. I was like, oh man. Yeah. I read the comments on that joint on Facebook. I was like, this was a horrible idea. People were like, you're sitting here supporting all these other causes, but you just missed the one that they're kneeling about.
Because
right. Yeah.
Black people don't get treated unfairly in the country.
Yeah.
But the NBA did get ahead of it. They tried to get it with their PR.
I mean, the NBA, them dudes had the I can't, like the Heat had the I can't breathe t-shirts during warm up. You know what I mean? Like they weren't
the
messing
NBA's
around. Like,
handled all of this kind of stuff way better than the NFL has. I think we could all agree.
It's
on
also
that.
though the NFL is about the team. Like they hide the faces of the players.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas the NBA is about the personalities of the players. So.
And they're also black owners in the NBA.
Yeah, you don't have that
owner, right? Like,
well, I mean, there's some scared about.
Bob Johnson.
Jordan owns that.
Jordan now owns Bobcast.
Usher's like a minority owner on the Cavs. I think.
Okay.
Nelly owns part of some.
But we're talking. We need like more majority owners that are just of any other race. You know,
LeBron's
But
probably the
hold on,
next
wait a
one.
minute.
Just
CB
because, I
just
mean, if
said
there's-
we. My man is down for the cause. He just said we.
I mean,
dope,
think
man.
about I do this podcast every week. Look at my two friends that I brought in. Like,
Exactly. He's an ally.
Since we met.
It's crazy. It's kind of crazy to think some of your best athletes and your best players, who are your black players, you know, and none of them even got ownership. I mean, shoot, you barely even get them as coaches.
Right,
Yeah.
Man.
No.
yeah.
The fact that Magic, you know what I mean, doesn't own an NBA team yet is mind-boggling. He owned a baseball team before
Right.
he owned
the Dodgers.
a basketball team.
And he's like GM of the Lakers now.
Yeah, he's got
Exactly.
some kind of job in there.
And I think they're trying. I mean, I think that's probably his move, like trying to you know what I mean, wiggle into that family and be able to buy a stake in it. But
Small fact for you Redskins fans. Did you know that Jack Kent Cook owned the Lakers
Yeah.
before
before the buses,
the buses?
Jack can't cook, man. Rest in peace.
I mean, I hear a lot of different things about, you know, especially the NBA and how
Last
it works.
owner that we had that knew what the hell he was doing.
Exactly.
It's not even. I think it's not even the owner, the GM. I mean,
Yeah.
Bruce Allen.
It's the owner, bro.
Well, I mean, because
Because it's always the GM.
I feel
For
like
the last
the
20 years,
GM's
it's been
just
the GM.
an extension of him.
Exactly.
you know?
Newsflash, it's both of them.
Right. Well, yeah.
exactly.
I'm gonna pull out a box of tissues here. I didn't know we had Redskins fans like that in here.
I mean,
Where are we, man? We in PG County, man. Like,
I mean, when the Bengals get some stripes, you know, we'll talk about them again.
See, this is why I don't even jump in football conversations nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I leave it right at that. Yeah, I try to make it to the league,
And
but
it's funny because with Phil being a Cowboys fan and how they came out and they changed the catch rule, I was like, it still doesn't matter to me. Dez still never caught that ball, and there's nothing you can tell me to change my mind. He didn't catch it.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
one thing in life we got to live through.
Yeah, we got to live through the fact that the Eagles are the world champions now.
I mean,
They
even
might even be repeat world champions.
I don't want to go that far.
Maybe.
No, I was actually. It was one.
That
of
was
the,
one of those damn if you do, damn if you
Yeah,
don't things. Like,
yeah. I mean, the first time that they played against each other in the Super Bowl, I was rooting for the Eagles. So
fun fact, one of my good friends back in Atlanta, he's a Patriots fan, and I wanted the Eagles to win because I was actually kind of tired of going to watch Super Bowls with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's the same outcome every time. You know, congrats. I'm happy for
it's like,
him.
oh, they're not playing Eli. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, all right. You guys are gonna win. You're gonna celebrate. That's
field
what it was.
goal at the end.
Yeah, you know, whatever it
Line
was. Y'all,
Vinatieri up,
Right.
Line Gaskowski up.
Right.
I was rooting for Torrey Smith.
Yeah.
Dude. I was, if anything, I was just, that was the only reason why I was
Let
like,
the
all right,
Maryland boy do his thing.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But Kev, so as a special guest,
me?
visiting from Atlanta.
you calling me special? I see you
mean-
wink at me over there, man. I'll be doing that.
I mean, we're on camera, so.
All right, perfect.
Give us just some insight into your story and how'd you end up down there? Like, how are things going? What do you got going on? All that kind of stuff.
I'll give you the short story of how I ended up down there. Yeah, I wanted somewhere warmer to live. You know what I mean? It's beautiful out here. I love it out here, but it just wasn't the lifestyle for me. You know, the snowstorms, I'm over it. I shoveled enough snow with this dude right here that I don't need to shovel no more snow. It's all good. But I mean, it was a good move for me. Anybody who leaves the DMV and goes somewhere else, they should realize, I don't know how else to put it, how kind of easy it is other places.
Wow. Okay.
This is the most diverse, most culturally rich place in America. I mean, that's why we're friends. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
I
right.
grew up with Indian people, white people, black people, and everybody was kind of on the same wavelength. So when you go other places, you have the tools to be able to succeed. Excuse me. And Atlanta is just somewhere, you know, my brother lived out there. I got to come visit. I liked it. It was warm. And Jeezy was there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I haven't even met Jeezy, but we went to a Hawks game and he was across the court. I wasn't on the floor,
It's
but I
basically
was.
like y'all sitting together.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I was one row down, I would have been on the floor, and then I would have been able to walk across after the game and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
They just got to get you down into those seats.
It's just where things were happening, man, and I kind of like to be around where things are happening, and I like to be in the back scenes. So
Now, do you think that? Now, I know a lot of people move to Atlanta for to jumpstart whatever.
People move to
career
Atlanta to
they're
become
running.
rappers.
Right. Do you think you've had more opportunities moving down that way?
There's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of money out there, and it's really just about how you play your cards. It's a real, I don't know, superficial kind of town.
Is it becoming more and more like LA?
I mean, when I went to LA, I got depressed. I drove around in the neighborhoods. I was like, this can't be life. I was like, all right, so this house is $20 million. I was like, okay, I just want to walk in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? It's real nice out there. But, I mean, it's becoming more like that for sure because property, they're rebuilding everything. And the money's coming in.
There's a lot of film stuff that's done.
A lot of film stuff. Half the films that y'all have watched,
Right.
every major film has been filmed out in Atlanta.
Aside from Tyler Perry Studio, is there another like big studio there?
I mean, I don't really keep up with the studios,
Okay.
but there are some other big studios. They were actually supposed to be building another very big studio not too far from where I stay. I don't know what the plans are on that, but studio or not, they're doing a lot of filming there. But as far as production, I think most of it is still in California.
Okay.
So they do a lot of filming in Atlanta, but you know, if you're in the production side of the business, I think Cali's still where it's at.
Is the So Def billboard still up?
I don't think so. Nah.
just wondering.
No, but because there are a lot of TV shows that I watch,
Yeah.
and then at the very end, it's like filmed in Georgia.
Hey, y'all, we
And
were
it's
just,
like,
we were
and
just
it's a
talking
lot. And it's a
Walking Dead is
lot
filmed
of
down
Little
there.
Walking
feature
Dead.
on it.
Yeah.
Atlanta. We were just talking about
Right,
Atlanta.
right.
And, you know, I feel like it still has a lot of opportunity for that. And like I said, being given all these tools from here, you know, the DMV, it's kind of easy there because you know how to move. You know how to get around, or you should know how to move, so to speak. You know how to get along with people and make it happen. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in the film industry for sure out there, and definitely the music industry. I'm still wondering when this is gonna end. By the way, you know what I'm saying? It's
Where's
been
the trap.
no, I mean, because like I said, I grew up with Jay-Z, Fabulous, all these
Yeah.
people, Philly, New
Right.
York, all the rest of that. But it can. What'd you say about Jadakiss?
It's
Oh,
been,
yeah,
it's
don't
been
forget
about
him.
12,
Yep.
13 years of rain. You know what I mean?
And, you know, I see it as a
Yeah.
blanket. You know, it's been a blanket of Southern music. And that actually is what brought that whole idea that everybody can come here and become an artist. Because, you know, you got Ludacris, Big Boy, all these people, you know, putting out music. Now the perception is if you just, you know, say you're from this corner over here, you can get
got
some
cred.
clout. You got clout, and it's gonna blow up, and it don't happen like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're Migos,
Well,
Even
the-
for them, it took some time.
The whole kind of do it by yourself kind of thing is what killed a lot of the industry.
Yeah.
Because people are getting on. I mean, they can do
Exactly.
their own YouTube videos. They can record their own albums
Mm-hmm.
and just throw it right online
SoundCloud rappers, man,
and just
they got their own term.
Who started that movement?
Soldier Boy.
No.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Before Drake,
Bieber, right?
Drake, I was gonna say Drake started that.
Social
Soulja
Soulja Boy was before
From
Drake.
from getting popped on from just social media, YouTube, and everything.
And
Okay.
who else has done that since?
Everybody.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah,
I don't think there's as many people who got
Bieber.
short money's great. Long
See,
money's
Bieber
better.
had the Usher back
Yeah.
in like
Yeah, but he was.
but he found them
through
through
YouTube, right?
something like that. Something like that.
Long money. It lasted. I don't know anybody who's come off of YouTube right now and still banging it as far as bank accounts.
I mean, but you're starting to see some of the like the quote unquote SoundCloud rapper guys like actually become fixtures, at least in the current music scene. Like, I mean, you got Lil Uzi
Yachty.
who's on like a whole bunch of stuff.
Please don't
Yeah.
don't bring him up again.
But I'm just making a point. Like, you got like my brother put on a song the other day by the dude XXXTentacion, whatever the
Oh,
hell his
shit.
name is.
Yeah.
Don't
Like-
bring him up either.
like the dude that I don't listen to him. He's not a guy that I have regularly on any of my playlists or anything. But apparently he's got like a top 10 song in the country right now.
Takashi 6ix9ine.
Another
that.
I still haven't heard the song. I only hear like Miro's like interpretation of it.
I mean,
Realistically, a lot of them is just a hot beat, and then you're just like, all right, he's not saying enough whack stuff that I'm not gonna listen to it.
But I'm gonna tell you, the record labels are making a killing off of these YouTube guys or
Are they?
internet guys because they're short-term artists. So you can invest a little bit of money into these artists and draw everything you can from them for 1 or 2 hit songs, and knowing that there's no longevity with them and they're
Right.
done. So it's not the game ain't the same
Well,
no
look,
more.
that's why you have all these artists who are so pressed on being into their own rights. You know, they want to produce everything themselves. You have to. That's the name of the game for everything right now. You have to produce for yourself. Because, you know, if you get somebody else to get in on it, you're going to get shafted. You're going to get the short stick.
I kind of miss those days. I respect the artists that camped out in front of Def Jam just to get a tape to Russell Simmons.
That's the real effect of saturation, though. That's why you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LL Cool J, and that was in that era, jumping on the table, playing the boombox, you know.
Well, there's no quality control now. You can just record, upload, and it's out in the world.
Yeah.
You
Next
know what
thing
I mean?
you know,
There
you
used
got
to
a
be
podcast.
like people. Hey, word up.
Just inviting friends over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it'll sound good. Just come through, bro.
Exactly. The
Then
auxiliary.
you're doing collab podcasts.
Here we go, right.
Next
SupaFly
week-
Friends.
Next
We are
week, y'all going to
something
have
else.
a mascot dog on here.
You know?
Oh.
Shout out to Rough Skins.
Only for the finest bitch.
Hey.
But
Yeah, man.
I think you have to stand out from everybody else. And it's not as easy as to stand out
It's
from
extremely easy. Standing out right now means putting out what's known as quality and keeping it real. Don't try and be anything else. Stop trying to sugarcoat it. Stop worrying about likes. I mean, you can follow all these damn, motivational people right now, and half of what they're saying is true. You want to get noticed right now, be yourself. And I hate to sound cliche, but do what you do, man. Stop trying to, appease everybody and all the rest of that. It's not going to come quick, but when it comes, it will last. And you don't want short money in this. You want long money.
Love to hear a 20-year-old's perspective on this.
Even in this era of quality and making it, like, I love quality. Like, J. Cole, Kendrick, that's quality. But we got dudes out here like Tekashi making it.
Right.
That's not quality.
Son, the man has how many colors in his hair, in his mouth? I was like,
20.
But you know what? Okay. And he has a Breakfast Club interview.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club is the top of the chain. And this dude is on the Breakfast Club. So he did something right along the way, which is, I don't know.
Is the song hot? I ain't even heard it. I haven't heard
I haven't
it.
heard
I
a
listened to
thing.
2 seconds of it.
I heard it.
Is it hot?
Is it hot?
Yeah,
No,
is
it's pretty
it?
cold. It's trash.
and that's what I'm saying. And
It's hot
all
garbage.
yeah, and all it is the beat.
Right.
The beat gets you
Right.
to stay with it. That's it.
Right.
I remember there was a time where only Lil Wayne had tattoos on his face, and now all these dudes, they're just looking like
That's
Wayne
the first
used to
thing
look.
they do.
The blueprint. They follow the blueprint
Right.
because that's all everybody knows what to do
Yeah.
right now. Instead of taking little bits and pieces off of the people that first of all, there's no role models anymore. That went out the window.
Charles
but
Barkley
if
said
you
he's
watch
not
that
he's
interview
not a role
with
model.
Wayne, he was talking about his role models, and that's what gets people to elevate, and that's how you push the bar. But if we all are just trying to stand out, we're not pushing the bar.
And I don't
Right.
think
No.
what works for somebody else to stand out will work for you.
And could you imagine if Wayne was your role model? Like, what are you about to be doing?
I mean,
Anything, right? That's
Mixtape Wayne is my favorite rapper of all time. So the Drought 3 is one of my favorite projects of all time.
I give you that. The Drought 3 was right. But look at all he's done, and Birdman still won't pay that man.
Yo, yeah. He actually, Birdman just posted a picture of the two of them like hanging out, like, and you know it's recent because of Wayne's hair.
his 4
And-
dreads he has.
yeah,
now.
it was all what used to be however many dreads are now like 4 dreads. But so maybe this means that we actually are going to be getting the Carter 5, and maybe Birdman is going to pay somebody, and maybe Rick Ross will be able to stop talking about Birdman all the time.
Yo, so first of all,
But
the
maybe
Carter
not.
5 is probably so dated.
I was like, do we need the Carter 5 at this point?
Well, I'm saying if all the Carter 5 was all the content that he didn't release for the Carter 3, give me that. Yeah. I don't care.
Have you ever like movie, music, anything that had 5 after it? Were you ever like, oh, that shit was hot? Rocky 5
I mean-
maybe? Like what?
No one listened to Jurassic 5?
Don't do that. Don't be like that. He said Jurassic Park 5.
Jackson 5.
Fast 5.
Fast 5. All right. Fast 5 is kind of high.
All right. That's a whole different topic, and I'll explain Fast 12 when it comes out, because that movie series is the only thing that moves that industry. So they're gonna keep making that forever. But as far as the Wayne, did y'all listen to the mixtape?
I don't have access to the mixtape.
Oh man.
Honestly, I've stopped listening to Wayne.
Like I said, all the
Would
older
Wayne
stuff
survive
is,
in today's?
I think he would. Yeah.
And it hurts me as a friend to know that Gio stopped listening to Wayne. 'Cause we used to bump to Wayne. I mean,
That was on the way to games.
Yeah, we were part of that
was it.
subculture. So that's all we would be rocking. We would be thumping down 95 with Wayne. He would drive up to Baltimore. That's all we listened to.
Right.
And one thing I will say about Wayne, and you're talking about if he'll survive in today's world. When Wayne blew up, which was I was in Morgan, so that was what 07. He came to Morgan. He did our
06, 07.
homecoming performance. It was like $10, $20.
That was around
to go
the
see
time
him.
that he was getting ready to drop the Carter 3.
Correct.
He jumped on like over 100 features.
That's my point. Yeah. Right before he did that, he did this performance in Morgan, which he got banned. He couldn't come back to Morgan. I didn't even go.
What did he get banned for?
People started trampling each other and all. He threw money out. I didn't go. I felt bad. I was like, you know what I'm saying? This was $20. I was like, I don't want to see Lil Wayne at the time. You know what he had dropped was with Bert. I didn't care, man.
Right.
But after that, I remember because I pay attention. I was like, man, this dude will not go away. Now I feel bad for not going to go see him. He was right. You know, I could have walked down the hallway and he was performing.
Right.
So, but he put in the work, and that is what. Who's the dude with the colored hair? I don't know.
Tekashi.
I don't know if Tekashi's gonna jump on how much work did that man put in to
I don't
build that
remember
name?
which magazine it was, but they named his hook on that Duffel Bag Boys song as like one of the best songs of the year. Just his hook, and I was like, wow, like that was
I don't
where
even know if he
was
wrote
at.
that hook though. That could have been 2 Chainz that wrote
I mean, it could have been. It could have
that.
been.
Was,
Who
that
knows?
that was a player circle.
Yeah, you said Titty Boy?
Yeah, Titty 2
Titty,
Chainz.
that was Titty Boy.
Yeah.
Titty 2 Chainz.
Wayne was a feature king though. Like
Yeah. During
Wayne-
that time, he was.
some of the best verses on people's songs are
Yeah,
from
the
Wayne.
Currency.
I mean-
What's that? Currency and Remy Ma.
Currency is underrated.
You better
Underrated.
catch my
Currency
girl
is
legs over
And
embarrassment.
to
Where the
kind
cash
of
at? That's what it's
didn't
called.
Wayne help bring us Drake?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my retirement. That's
I
my last
mean,
album.
Wayne
Okay,
has
well,
left a
I'ma say
mark
no.
on the
No.
game.
I would say
he's-
Drake
he's-
came and then he jumped in with Young Money because you remember like the Wayne wasn't on maybe one song on So Far Gone.
Right. Yeah.
That I mean Drake kind of came like Drake was Drake. It wasn't
was
Young
on-
Money presents Drake. It was like Drake came out, then he joined up with Young Money,
Right,
and became bigger.
He had that
Yeah, 'cause
whole
he-
wheelchair Jimmy thing going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
you had to bring that up, didn't you? I thank you. I appreciate that. He needs to be brought back down.
Right.
Somebody should remind Drake right now about Wheelchair Jimmy.
But I'm gonna tell you, I like first 2 albums Drake. I like the first everything after that. I mean, it seems like his style is turning into something different. I mean, when I first heard Best I Ever Had, I was like, yo, this joint is hot.
That shit is still hot.
It's still hot. And
I actually like Drake's stuff. Like
Now?
I like.
There's
I
no
like,
person who's ever gonna say. There's no man that's gonna say that there's not at least one Drake song that they like. I feel like that's
Right, no,
probably
yeah.
What's the
consistent.
new joint? The latest single.
God's
God's Plan. I like God's
Yeah,
Plan.
God's
That shit
Plan
like
is good.
He can make a mean single.
Did he
like,
make
yeah.
that? Don't start
I don't
giving him
know.
credit now. I'm saying there
Right.
might have
You're
been
right.
15
But
people
right.
involved in
You're
that
right.
track.
You're
Yeah,
right.
you're
right.
But Drake is actually, I mean,
He executes it.
he has
Right.
a lot of written stuff that he wrote for other people that
Yeah.
other people don't know about.
Yeah.
Right? He
Yeah,
wrote hits for
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
He wrote.
We think some.
Beyonce. He got him on Beyonce.
How many hours are there in a day? I mean, I'm just kidding. You got to ask yourself this because I think about when I'm sitting at the computer and I'm zombieing out trying to edit. I mean, can you sit there and then write the song and then go on tour the next day and then go perform and then go eat and then go help somebody else out and then show up at the interview for such? I mean, there's a lot to it. So you can't expect him to do everything. But starting out, that's how most artists are. That's how they get their name. So the Best I Ever Had and all the rest of that stuff, that might could have been Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I Want This Shit Forever. That was what got me on to him. I was like, all right, cool. I can rock with
Successful
that.
joint. Him and,
Him and Trey Songz.
Yeah.
Fire, man. Fire.
Well, I got a question for the Look Alive, where let's say he's biting Project Pat,
Yeah.
and I mean when you listen to it,
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
does, definitely does sound like it.
I mean it's almost word for word.
Right.
So now is it a shout out or what is it?
It could be homie.
Hey, well,
That
see,
verse
he's been
is
doing
hard.
it, but he's been doing that for forever. Like he did. I mean, even on So Far Gone, he had the what was it, November 14th joint that was like an old Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah.
They and sampled the song and then rapped in Screw. You know what I'm saying?
Creativity comes to an end. That's why you go for the long run. That's why I said if you can make 2 albums, you go with it. Because if you got to make 15 albums, I can tell you right now as a creator, I'd be getting tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I won't be able to come up with nothing. I'll be sitting there listening to Project Pat like, you know what, this,
Well, that's
this
why-
sound kind of nice.
I think that's why Kanye still stays relevant because he knew he had to give up some of the reins of. I mean, his
Shout out
name
to my fifth father.
he still takes top production on all of the stuff, but he had, they all have a team now anyway.
Yeah.
But that's how you stay relevant. You switch things up, you get new producers in, and you may guide them or mold them here or there, and you switch your style up. So Kanye, what, eight albums in?
I think so. I gotta put him out. Hold on. College Dropout, Late Registration,
Graduation.
Let's drop the favorite
808s.
Kanye tracks. I want to hear that. I want to hear people's favorite Kanye tracks.
Before we
My
even
Dark
get,
Twisted Fantasy.
Yeezus,
Jesus.
and then that's the last one. So 8. Yeah, he's got 8.
Wow. Well, yeah.
And not to mention the Watch the Throne.
yeah, now I was gonna say, but as far as producers, I was like, who you would say is the best producer of all time?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's hard.
So
I mean,
as-
are you
as
keeping it
producers-
to rap? What do you
Right.
hip hop? Like what?
Yeah, as far as hip, well,
No, that's true too.
yeah, you can say hip hop and maybe some of your R&B pop stuff, but I'm going with Timbaland.
Him
That's
or,
tough, man.
or Just
Dre.
Blaze. Just Blaze is a good one.
There's a lot of people that like
Dre.
Just Blaze for.
I gotta go Dre.
So we doing hip hop? Or we doing? I mean, because
Quincy Jones. I mean,
you
want
can
to
throw Quincy in there as
Yeah.
far as Quincy had stuff on TV. He had stuff on.
He did scores. This scored Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He wrote the
amazing.
I
Sanford
believe.
Son song.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was George Clinton.
No. It was Quincy.
It was Quincy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Quincy. I
But,
mean, it just depends. If we're going hip hop, which is probably a better lane, I'm a Neptunes guy.
Yeah.
hmm
You are a Neptunes guy.
Mhm.
I'm a Neptune.
I mean, I look at.
Pharrell's still relevant with his. Look at how many songs are killing right now
Right.
that are his tracks.
Who has he had to change for? Who has he had to color his hair 5 different colors for? He was coloring his hair when he came in the door.
Right.
That's how you,
right.
You,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Pharrell
Yeah.
just go through joints. That's his. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
But
I mean,
but no
even
one's gonna
though-
question it. He didn't
through
wake
chicks.
up.
There
Yeah,
are
go
there
through
are
hair
pictures of
changes.
Pharrell back in like the early 1900s. This dude is a vampire. This dude is a vampire
Oh.
and hasn't started aging until recently. I think he said something that was kind of offensive to black people, and he's actually started to age. But up until then, this dude that like pretty sure that he's a vampire.
It hit me slow. It hit me real slow. I just got it. Offensive.
I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that got tired of hearing happy.
Yo, I got kids, bro. Like, yes. Right.
and this man's a DJ, so
Yes.
Right.
Yes. But that shit was fire though.
It-
Right.
So
fire, but after a while,
little side note on that. Did you know that he originally wrote that for CeeLo?
Nah, it was wow.
And CeeLo, I guess they
Turned it
realized
down.
together. They realized that CeeLo was gonna pass on it,
Mm-hmm.
and so. Yo, was that theme song playing?
That's dope.
Oh, that's because we were going. I had it
that
already.
the
prepped
wrap it
for
up
us.
music
Exactly.
right
That's fantastic.
Yo, leave that in there. 'Cause that's,
Yeah.
we already talked about it. Just leave it.
Can you hear me over it?
Okay.
I'm about to start freestyling.
They can't hear it, so they won't hear
I
it.
can.
You'll hear it, but they won't hear
That's
it.
all good.
Right.
Man,
Right.
If I could rap, I would rap too. I would get money off that
I think
too.
if we.
But I'm
if we
not
could
gonna
all
wake
rap.
up. I'm not gonna wake
We
up
can-
and
we
pretend
can-
like
we
I
can make
could
some
rap.
right now.
No, the problem is, that's
Yo,
the problem with the industry.
that's
Everybody
what we
waking
gonna
up
do.
thinking they could do something.
Right.
We need to sit. Oh man, we should do We gotta do a show about freestyles. We gotta sit here and freestyle.
Freestyles don't
Okay.
exist anymore.
They don't, but I mean, nobody else needs to know about it.
Right.
But
Actually, I give a lot of credit to like the ASAP mob. When you watch them go into interviews and there's like, hey, none of this stuff is written. This is all going to be off the top. And you can tell like from the delivery, because all that stuff's recorded too, like video recorded. So you can see them like Rocky looking for a line or whatever. They'll actually fumble around with it and then be like, nah, come back. And then actually figure a verse out. And you don't see a lot of that now. Pretty much everything that you see on these freestyle shows.
So you're telling me that real is rare?
It's all. That's exactly.
And you're
what
telling
I'm
me that you
saying.
appreciate it and that you'll watch it. Ding ding. Did anybody catch that?
There we go.
I swear I said this at least 40 minutes ago about how to get money. Just authenticity, brother.
So, real quick, because look like we're getting ready to go into overtime a little bit. So, Kevin, you live in Atlanta, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you been to the varsity?
I've never been in the varsity. I've gone to the varsity at least 250 plus times on my bike. You know, that's where we would all hang out and all the rest of that. But I've never been in there. The first time I had the varsity was Friday at the airport because there was a varsity in the airport. And I had to eat their food because the line for Chick-fil-A was way too long. So I had to go and eat the varsity. But no, I haven't been there.
Varsity. It's a staple in Atlanta. It's a hot dog joint almost for the most part. They got like chili dogs and all this crazy.
And it wasn't that great.
I mean, that's
They were slicing it like they do Ben's chili
No,
bowl,
no.
basically.
There's nothing to size. I've watched people walk in there when I sit on my bike, and then they come back out, and they just look disappointed. And I'm not one to follow the crowd on that one. Sorry, buddy. If you tell me it's good, I'll get up, I'll go in there, all the rest of that, but it ain't the hype.
so. For you, Gio, what made you want to do the firefighting thing?
Well, you know, it was a good career change. I used to work in security, Marriott.
Yeah.
Marriott's a good job, good company. I can't fake. But you know, I wanted to be a little closer to home. You know, we just had a newborn.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Shout out,
Congrats,
baby Wesley.
congrats.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good friends of yours that miss the hookups from Marriott. Just putting that out there.
But yeah, so you know, I want to do something that's closer to home. You know, help my community. You know,
That's dope.
help build me to the man I am now. So you know, it was a good idea to jump.
He broke the cycle, y'all. He came to this country.
Yep.
And he did it with a rock and half a shoe. Y'all laughing. Yo, I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah,
that's
where
all
you
I know
from,
how to
man?
do. I'm going to keep it real.
That's why you never caught him though, because he trained with half a shoe. And if you can train with only half a shoe, give him 2 shoes, it's game
The
over.
farther you start from the bottom, the better it is at the top.
Yeah, hailing from Trinidad and Tobago, Caribbean Islands. Came here at 13. So,
Trini. All right.
yeah.
There we go.
He got hands for days.
Well, you know, the
Man.
temper's definitely calmed down.
There we go. He got that. The accent didn't creep in at all until just now.
He only fights fires now.
Well, you Montgomery County?
Yeah, Montgomery County recruiting class 42. Shout out to everybody in there.
There we go.
Word up.
Right. Man. No, where you? Did you already say where you from?
I told him I go to St. John's in Queens.
Damn, that's home of J. Cole, right?
J. Cole.
Home with J. Cole.
So let me real quick side story. When we met J. Cole,
All right.
we were talking to J. Cole, and he's like, he's like, oh, so J. Cole was like, oh, you go to St. John's? Yeah. He's like, where you staying at? And what's the name of the dorm?
Hollis.
Hollis. He's like, I stayed in Hollis. Like, yeah, I stay in Hollis too. I'm like, this is so gay.
In the car, he was just like,
He pulled a Joe Budden.
yeah. In the car,
He
he
was
was just
salty.
like, I was surprised he didn't ask you like what room you stay in. Like,
Exactly. Oh, that was my bunk too. We're bunk buddy. No,
hating.
stop. Shout out to Jay. I do like J. Cole. Great dude every time.
That's one of
we
your
got him.
favorite artists, man.
Hey man, no neighbors.
Yeah.
Neighbors is serious. But yo, this was a great episode.
Yeah, man.
Just-
Yeah, man.
Talk about authenticity.
Right. Definitely. You can't get more authentic than this.
I will start a GoFundMe for flights to come back here. I'll make sure that hopefully y'all can post the link and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
look, from the phone call. We can take phone calls now. So
Yeah.
if we need you to chime in from the
Exactly.
ATL.
You don't want me to make a phone call.
If we need Gio to chime in from a house
Exactly.
fire.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, this is what I'm doing right now.
Exactly.
Guys,
Letting
I really
y'all
can't
know
talk right now.
It's
This
real
house-
hot. Fire.
Rescuing a cat from a tree.
About to go up on this ladder.
You'd really be surprised what people call you for.
Really?
You'd really be
All right,
surprised.
so we need. All right, give us one.
Where you-
So there's one where I was doing on the internship and we had to help a lady. You know, she'd fallen down. We said, okay, you know,
Life alert status.
Right.
yeah, you know, life alert. So you know, you come by there, you pick her up. But then it seems like every day at the same time,
She started telling you what to wear over there.
it's like, wait a minute, am I here to rescue you or are you?
Oh yeah, you were there to rescue her.
Fire uniform.
Oh, Officer Taylor, I've fallen again.
That would never happen in Atlanta. Absolutely never happen.
And then you'll have like, we just did like something we call hot mess, which is like, you know, at the end of recruit school when you pretty much they give you a bunch of different scenarios, you know, they play out over all the stuff that you've, you know, been trained on and stuff. And one of the scenarios one of our classmates ran, we teach you in a EMT, you know, see and safe, have your BSI, which is your gloves and stuff on.
Okay.
So they roll up on the call and the guy is out front with a shotgun. I ain't going, busting off the shotgun. They're just like, scene's not safe.
Exactly.
So
We
I
bouncing.
mean, yeah, it's definitely gonna be some wild stuff. Once I get a little bit through,
Yeah.
gonna have some stories.
Yeah,
All right, bro.
gonna need
Definitely
that.
have you back.
Yeah, definitely gonna have that back.
Right.
Well, I got stories.
And we got to get you
wanna
back
hear,
up
you wanna
here
hear
from
some
Atlanta.
Atlanta stories?
Let's go.
Give us one
All
hot
right.
Atlanta story.
Nah, I can't even talk about it. I need to make sure I secure a nice place to sleep tonight, and I don't want to get killed in my sleep, so I don't have any stories to tell. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep.
Well, before we get out of here, we have our weekly just close it out for the soul segment.
And then we got high def cameras, and I don't have any
Oh,
any kicks in here.
But if we,
we
Kaleo,
can
you want to go?
superimpose something on you.
Exactly.
Kaleo, if you just want to go around we can go around the room,
room?
say what
So-
people got on, all that.
Noah seems like he has on 7210s, which are Jordan 11s.
11s,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm wearing KD Maryland 6s. Is that what these are? PG counties? Maryland? PG counties?
Those are fire.
Don't they have like seat pleasant or something on the bottom or something like that? Or
Maybe on these ones.
Yeah.
Those are one of my favorite models, though.
Yeah.
Like those are hot.
Kev has on Air Max.
You got some 90s on.
Nice.
Gio, you got some. Are those free runners?
You know, I don't even really remember the name of them, but I saw the gum sole and I was like,
Okay. Now gum sole is hot.
Yeah.
I need to get them in white,
Right.
and I got them in black.
Those are the only ones they had left in the size that pay less.
Yep.
I got these Adidas NMD racers on. This is the inaugural model. They did a collab with the Juice consignment shop out there in Hong Kong or whatever. So these are a pair of the three this year of the shoes that I really, really want that I've been able to get so far. So.
Yeah. You ain't gonna take mine? Like, I got the Louis Vuitton house shoes.
He's got the original dad shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to ask him for $20.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna not bring it down, but since we're talking, so I've told you guys about the funeral.
Right.
I know, great segue. But I just want to tell you, I went to Mike's funeral and it was like 100 people plus turned out. It was scheduled to be a 2-hour-long celebration, and it turned out being almost 3.5, 4 hours.
Sheesh.
And I was like, when people spoke, I'm looking around this room, I'm like, wow, you can only, in the 29.5 years, 30 years this dude lived, he affected or impacted that many people in his life. And I'm like, wow, like that's what I want. When it's my time to punch the clock,
Leave a lasting impression.
I want that big of a turnout
Right.
to say like I affected all those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, say no, man. Lived a good life, man.
Strive to
Yeah.
live that good life for sure.
but we are SupaFly Friends tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Yo,
We
the
are.
auxiliary.
The auxiliary.
Yeah, plug that. Plug that.
We are something else. WERSUMTHINELSE on all platforms.
Everything.
SupaFly Friends on all platforms. Yep, let's go.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Episode 9 next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. All right. Peace.
It's a wrap. Peace.
Peace.
Something else.
This shit was you to say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something, baby.